At the same time, Fredman, who was ruined by Charlie, was waiting for Jianjun Gao's call at Wilson's home. Since last night at the gate of the clinic of Tianqi, he saw this pair of father and son who wanted to use gasoline to light up the clinic. He realized that he had a fool to use. What he had originally thought was to fool them both, led them to treat Tianqi, and then use the fake medicine he prepared to exchange for Tianqi's real medicine. Once he gets Tianqi's real medicine, the roots he can't use can naturally restore to the former glory. However, after he said that he called today, the guy has never called him, which made him a little anxious. He didn't know Jianjun Gao's name, so he could only call him according to the phone number he left, but how to call it was not in the service area. The more unable to make a call, Fredman became more irritable. Old Mrs. Wilson, Noah Wilson, wife Horia, daughter Wendy, and son Harold, all of the family of 5 stood by and watched carefully at Fredman sitting on the chair. DMN. This dog, let me dove. He's really untrustworthy. After dialing Jianjun Gao's phone again, he still couldn't get through. Fredman's face was gloomy. He is about to collapse now. Without the ability of a man, he is simply a living eunuch, so now he can't wait to get Tianqi's magical medicine. However, he knew Tianqi's details, so he didn't dare to provoke Fredman directly. Seeing him getting more and more irritable, Wendy hurriedly stepped forward and asked, "My dear, what's wrong with you? Who do you call? Why so irritable?" Fredman said with a black face, to a bee at starred who doesn't know his name, "Shush, T." Everyone looked at each other, wondering why Fredman would repeatedly call someone who didn't know his name. At this time, Harold suddenly received a WeChat and opened it. It was a large group of Orus Hill dudes. All the group owners in the group said, Junwei Gao and his father Jianjun Gao are missing. The Gao family is offering a reward of 5 million. Clues: if anyone knows the clues, you can get the money and invite everyone to drink. Immediately afterwards, photos of the two were sent. Harold muttered in surprise. How could Junwei Gao and Jianjun Gao suddenly disappear? Wendy asked in surprise. Brother, didn't Junwei Gao let Charlie be thrown from the hospital upstairs 2 days ago and fell into a cripple? Yes. Harold said, they went missing today. As soon as Fredman heard this, he immediately confronted the father and son carrying gasoline last night, and hurriedly asked, "Who is Junwei Gao you just mentioned? Is there a photo?" "Yes." Harold hurriedly handed him the phone and said, "Look, Fredman, they are the two of them who disappeared today." When Fredman saw the photo of the father and son, he suddenly exclaimed, F***CK. Oh shush, T. What happened? It was agreed that we would go to engage in Tianqi together today, but the mentally retarded father and son suddenly disappeared? Could it be? Could it be that Charlie did it? Thinking that the disappearance of the Gao family man and his son might have something to do with Charlie, Fredman couldn't help feeling nervous. If Charlie can really let the father and son evaporate, then can't he do anything to him? Moreover, in this way, he will have to forget Tianqi's magical medicine. After all, there is no substitute for the dead ghost and the backpot man available now, and must not venture to provoke Tianqi. At this time, the old Mrs. Wilson looked at Fredman with a flattering face, humbled like a dog, and said flatly, "Mr. Wilson, or else we can think of a way to visit the big hospital in Eastcliff. Maybe you can get treatment for the disease." Now Fredman is the life-saving straw for the entire Wilson family, and the old Mrs. Wilson is even more anxious than him. If Fredman is unable to recover the ability of a man, the remaining 70 million investment will definitely be in a dream. Yes, Mr. Wilson, I think Tianqi is a man of fame and reputation. He can mix with Charlie's cock and he has the ability to bullsh tea. Noah Wilson also licked his face and took the conversation, even more flattering than the old Mrs. Wilson. Their voices fell to the ground. Fredman's expression was even more ugly, and he gritted his teeth and said, "Shut up, Tianqi's veteran skill. I know, he is unwilling to treat me, and it would be useless to go to Eastcliff." Wendy also said anxiously, Mr. Wilson, isn't Orus Hill the only genius doctor named Tianqi? Why don't we find someone else? She didn't have feelings for Fredman, but she had just paid such a high price, but didn't get much benefit. How could she be willing? Noah Wilson remembered something and hurriedly asked, Fredman, didn't you say that night there was a friend who opened a pharmaceutical factory? Would you like to ask the other person? Fredman's expression was suddenly happy, thinking about Tianqi's magical medicine, but forgot about it. There is a Wei family in Orus Hill, which itself is a large company in the Orus Hill pharmaceutical industry. The man, whose name is named Hatang Wei, is also ranked top in the country. It just so happened that Fredman had a good relationship with the eldest master of the Wei family. The two often fool around together. Now it is estimated that he is the last straw in Orus Hill. And the eldest young master of the Wei family, just like himself, is also a devil and fellow. If ask him for help, start from this aspect. He looked up at Wendy, his eyes full of dissatisfaction and disgust. After spending 15 million up and down, he played with this woman for 2 or 3 days, and then became a eunuch. This is really the most expensive woman he has ever played. Now, his roots have become a decoration, and he can't continue to engage in Wendy. It's useless to keep this woman. It's better to take her over and go to the young master of the Wei family to play the residual heat.